Yesterday I had a video brought to my attention about a woman who had gone to go see a live psychic show, and she had brought various items with her of her mother's. She really wanted to talk to her mom, so she brought along her purse, her keys, various items. The video that was shown to me yesterday is here on YouTube, and it's by a semi-well-known male psychic. And in the video, he gives the explanation of when deceased people are there and they just don't have anything to say, they're not going to say anything. Well, that's not true. If a deceased person on the other side sees that their loved one needs a message, needs some sort of something to let them know they're okay, they will come forward and say that. They're not going to not step forward and say anything. In this line of work, there's several people that want to hang a shingle to say they're a medium, to hang a shingle to say they're psychic. And when it comes to psychic readings, everybody has various degrees of what their skill set is. So this person, this particular person that just put the video out, I guess a couple of days ago, about one of his live shows, and this woman was very disappointed because he said the mother that she wished to speak to did not come forward. It was her estranged father. Whenever you're going to see a psychic medium, I really want you to fill this out, regardless of who they say they are, if they're this or that, or they've had their own show or whatever. Fill out what the truth is to work through all the BS, because a lot of times they're just telling you something so that they can keep their success rolling. Whenever it comes to some of these live shows and they have a display out front where they're selling books and they're selling memorabilia, whoever's sitting at the table will often strike a conversation with those standing at the table. And so I'm sure the woman who was looking to speak to her mother probably started chatting to one of the people at the table and said how her and her mother were very good friends, and she really wanted to know her mom was okay. And she probably also said that she didn't know her father, that she had been estranged from her father, which gave him the insight to go ahead and bring the father forward, because she could not confirm or deny anything that he would say the father's giving as a message. A lot of times they use what they call as teleprompters. And they will have a teleprompter tucked in their ear, so as you're coming up to buy the books or to buy whatever it is, they're hearing everything that they need to hear. Anyway, the woman was very upset, so he posted a video saying that if a deceased loved one doesn't have anything to say, then they're not going to talk to him. That's not true. In my TikTok video, I explained that whenever a deceased loved one is wanting to give a message and they see someone who actually sees them, they will gladly give a message. Gladly. You don't have to know the person. He goes on, the psychic goes on in the video to say, you know, even if it's Frank Sinatra, if Frank Sinatra doesn't know me, why would he want to talk to me? Well, that's not true either. There's lots of people that you can communicate with if you're a medium. Lots. Sometimes when I'm just relaxing, watching a show, and I'm thinking about the show, just trying to enjoy it, laughing, whatever, and I hear one of the deceased people come into the room, I'll glance. They will come in and they will comment something about whatever they did for that show. Maybe they'll give me a tidbit of the insight of their life. I've done videos on it. I've done videos on TikTok of exactly what happens there. But at no point does a deceased loved one that has a living member standing in front of a medium say, I have nothing to say, so I'm not going to talk. Especially when this woman brought so many items of her mother's just to hear one word. He couldn't deliver. Really go in and feel with your heart. It's a time for a lot of the energies to clear through. A lot of the BS that humanity has been spoon-fed from various directions. What you're going to have to do is go in and really feel with your heart. Is this true? I mean, a lot of us that had wanted to speak to our deceased loved ones, you really look for hope. I understand the desperation, but There's not a deceased loved one out there that cannot hear you. If you have a mother, a father, a family member that you want to talk to, a lover, they hear you. As soon as you call their name, they hear you. I've explained that it's just like when you go to a wedding. You don't know anybody there, and all of a sudden you see the one person you know, so you wave, "Hey, over here," and then you go to join them. That's how it is for deceased loved ones, especially if their relative is standing there next to someone who says they're a medium. They will definitely say something. He made the video so he could cover his backside, so he didn't look like a flop. I've met some very good psychics who were at the utmost with integrity. And even at times when they couldn't read for their clients, the deceased loved ones, they would say, "I'm sorry, I can't hear them. I can see that they're okay, but I can't hear them." Or I've had another psychic female friend say she couldn't hear them, but she could hear her mom. So she'll get her mom to ask that person's deceased loved one what they need to say. And you know what? I'd rather someone that operates with integrity than someone who's just outright lying to you. And what that guy did was outright lying. Because deceased loved ones, even if they don't know you, I never knew George Michael in this lifetime, but George Michael came in to bring a message for somebody that I was reading for at the time. And it doesn't matter, because even as I've watched TV, I've done videos on this, even if I didn't know those celebrities, they came forward and gave messages. So he was really just trying to cover his backside. When it comes to situations like this, please use your inner guidance. You can talk to your deceased loved ones without a medium to translate anything. They hear you. They love you. It's nothing but love and light there. No one's ever angry. No one's ever upset. There's not the human emotions. Human emotions, they completely drag us down. It keeps guilt. It keeps judgment upon us. But they don't have that on the other side. So when you're looking to talk to someone, really begin with yourself, because you can communicate with your loved ones. You can. But you need to talk to them as if they're in the room with you. They cannot hear your thoughts. You have to speak to them as if they're in the room with you. And for many others that have had bad experiences with people who have claimed to be mediums, please do not go by what's on the exterior. Don't go by the fact they're in a fancy car, they have a lot of money, or they've written all this stuff. Go by what you feel. Go by what you feel. And remember what I had explained to you about how information is gathered, what actually occurs. I talk a little bit about some of the fake psychics that I've met in my book. I've talked about some of the fake twin flame readers in my book, and some of the secrets behind what's going on there. So if you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. I hope this video helps you, and I hope it brings you some comfort. We'll see you in the next video.